of the innings, Jimia Mohamed Abdallah and Esther Ilok will be the opening two. First ball of the innings there from Nandera starts with a wide down the leg. Not a very good start there. You would want to try and make sure that you bowl the good areas, not give anything away to these batters. This time round she goes for a slow one, played straight to covers, but Ichumari Josephine not being able to stop that one. Jimia Mohamed already off the mark. Two sides that know each other very well. Players that have studied together for some time. When you see Achan Raquel, Jimia Mohamed, Nandra Immaculate all one time at Olila, and now they are facing off in a high-stakes showdown. That's just played down the ground. He tries to go for a quick one, but she's quickly sent back by her partner. 2 runs already on the board for Soroti State Cricket Club. Tries to cut that one straight to the field at point, sloppiness, and they take another one. Soroti State Cricket Club dealing in quick runs here. Just making sure that they put some pressure to the fielders, try and make sure that they sneak in as many as they can. The dive there not being very effective, and they will take a double. Jimia Mohamed and Rachel Achan still making sure that they get some runs for the defending champions, Soroti State Cricket Club. Both teams unbeaten still at this stage. And Soroti City managed to overcome Ginger Secondary School at their home ground to make it to the finals. Whereas on the other end, on the other side, Olila beat Tornado Bees to book a place in the finals. Hits one backward of the length and picks up a dot ball. Another Immaculate, that's the good line and length there that she delivers. Just a delivery to complete the first over of the game. Cuts it straight to the fielder, run out chance. And it's given Achan Rachel this time round, pays for the price. Jimmy Mohamed playing that one very straight to Sarah Akiting, backwards of point. The pickup very nice, the throw very good, and easy work there to wipe off the bails to make sure that she gets the first wicket for Olila Cricket Club. And that wicket will also mark at the end of the first over. 5 for 1 is where Soroti City, the defending champions, stand at this moment in the match. Timong Fiona Patricia will be the new batter in for Soroti City Cricket Club as Amayo Martha gets the ball to bowl the second over of the game. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabia in the comms, and I'm not alone. I'm joined in by Lennon Kangume. Good afternoon, Lennon, and welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Ivan. Very beautiful day here for cricket. The Laika Women's T20, the second over. That will get swing and a miss there. By Jimmy Abdallah Muhammad.
brilliant bowling figures. Her best bowling figures, she picked up 6 wickets and conceded just 2 runs in one of the games that were played at the Gem Sugar Oval. Her go-to bowler for Kulume at this moment in the game, as she starts proceedings from the Ginger Road side, goes down to sweep but doesn't connect. She would be happy that that was going down the leg or maybe being pitched outside leg. You don't want the balls to be hitting your pads.
There's the threat from Janet Mbawazi. That sweep shot, if you pitch it up, definitely there will be a field change after Janet shows that she will go for it if she pitches it up. Just a drop of fielder in that deep square leg to cut off probably that boundary which will perhaps go there.
This time round, she threw Yamelo Devane displaying a lot of experience. Started playing her cricket when she was still in primary. But I tell you something, she's risen through the ranks just in her Form 1. But you feel that she already sealed a slot on the team. Another shimmy down the track, played with power, running around it, but she'll just see it sail past the boundary. Marisa Ariokot this time around not being in position to stop that one as it goes away for 4 more.
Yeah, very good over against the run of play. Seen the previous almost 10 overs, the Soroti batters very finding it hard, but again they've got 9 of the over, 2 boundaries and 1 single, and that will be the end of the 13th over. The score is 49 for the loss of 3 wickets. Ichuma Josephine comes back for a second over in her spell. Of course, Janet Mbabas will be looking for scoring areas. Just finds the fielder once again. Just needs to find those gaps. There's a gap between that point fielder and that cover fielder. Little bit of shot, but just walk down the long onside region for a single.
Yeah, Josephine Ichumar also just in her Form 2 at Olila High School. She is a sister to Amenyo Natasha, who played some cricket with Soroti Cricket Club and Olila High School. But she does some good of leg spin bowling, just making sure that she doesn't allow these batters to get these runs with ease.
The 50-run mark comes up for that Soroti City Cricket Club. How many more can they add going forward? Very, very hard still to get those boundaries and singles.
I tell you, you would still feel run out chance there. Very, very easy. Janet Mbaba's leaving her ground, but that was played straight to the fielder. I tell you, that was not a run. Janet Mbabas will try and feel that she has been undone by her partner, but a ball played straight to the fielder could be a very high risk to take.
A very, very big problem in the women's cricket, getting run-outs. There was no run there despite of all that dot ball pressure. In 100 balls, I wouldn't take that any day if I was at the other end of Janet Mbabas as a pair. But again, that's very, very good awareness from the fielders and the bowler herself, Ichuma Josephine, building that pressure and creating that chance of a wicket. Score is 50 for the loss of 4 after 13.5 overs at the Laika Women's T20 Final 2025. As Olila want to break the hearts of the defending champions earlier on in the first innings, probably put them pile more pressure on them with setting a very mere target, which could do the job easily for them as they are chasing a mere target.
Yeah, the new batter who's just walked in, Naume Amongin. Naume Amongin, also a former player with the Baby Victoria Pearls. She was part of that team that played in Kigali last year during the Women's T20 World Cup qualifiers. And now she'll be the new batter in. An all-rounder. Very, very handy with the ball and the bat. But she comes when her team is in some sorts of struggles. The runs don't quite seem to be coming with ease. $51 for 4 after 14 overs is the score, and the Devania Mare will come back to bowl for Olila Cricket Club from the side of the road. That is played through the cover area, and they will take that single.
Now the difference with this partnership, if you notice, Naume is a great runner in between the wickets. Probably they will not create a chance for the batters to be run out because of her great running instincts between the wickets. But again, it just calls for the field for them taking the nice singles very carefully because these are good fielders inside the circle. But I think Naomi, if the partnership goes well, can do well for this team and probably add a valuable runs to that team target to get a good score.
Not a lot of batting is behind Naomi Amongin. She plays one to covers and gets off the mark. Just plays it with a bounce down to the ground. The other players will be coming into bat later after Naomi Amongin. Kevin Amuge, typically known for her bowling, recently got her debut with the senior women's team in Kwibuka. Evelyn Anyipo and Earl Christine. Well, that is chance to catch. And Ilora Joan gets hold onto that catch. Look at the celebration there. They know they have taken a big wicket. A big wicket of Proskovia Alako, and they will gather together in that celebration. Good take there at deep mid wicket from Joan Ilora.
You can see that pressure was building up for the Soroti City. The runs as the overs are going, the runs are becoming more and more very important. Of course, Proskovia Lako trying to hit one over that fielder for a big maximum, but getting it shot there in the deep mid-wicket area. And Soroti City have lost their 5th wicket. Of course, the happier team now, and I will call it again, it will be the team on top of the game right now, Olila Cricket Club.
Indeed, Olila Cricket Club going on top, being ahead of things here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. They've really taken the big hitters of the ball, and I tell you something here, Lennon, you would feel that they are chancing themselves to pick up a victory this afternoon here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Evelyn Anyipo will be the new batter in. Evelyn Anyipo, a handy seamer, but doesn't take away her slogging powers. A player with the Victoria Pearls, Evelyn Anyipo, missed out to the Kwibuka, but should be one of the players that they will be backing to try and make sure that she puts a brisk and to get them close to the 100 runs mark.
I think now what Soroti City have to just do is make sure that Amongin stays on that crease to the last ball, because she can keep that wicket and probably look for those very, very good runs in between the wicket. See other batsmen, you can see Evelyn Anyipo anytime, any day will try to go for the big one, probably get some runs on the board, but eventually that wouldn't yield off if he's caught down in the deep anywhere.
Not giving her hands, not giving her room. Good thinking there from Divine. You know, for the sloggers, everything that you drop outside of the stump, they would always try and throw their hands at it. Ball it straight to the body and not give her room. She goes for a slow one, and that's just dubbed the back to her. Yeah. Squeezes in 2 dots, and those will mark at the end of the over. 15 overs gone, and 53 for 4 is the score.
Yeah, I tell you, Ivan, I think Olila have handled the business well. The skippers called good everyone who has come to bowl. In the context of things, you see that their best bowlers each has an over or 2 to spare, and there are 1 loner, 2, the captain has of 2, and Sarah Teng 2. But they will go again for Ikuma Josephine because she has really kept it tight. They would want to give her an opportunity to express herself. That's good captaincy and gives a lot of confidence to your players or teammates.
Yeah, Ikuma Josephine has so far bowled 2 overs, going for only 4 runs at an economy rate of 2, and now she comes back to bowl her 3rd over. We are down to the last 5 overs of the first innings of this game. Naomi Amongin, I tell you, will try to slog. She knows they need runs. That's played straight to the fielder, but sloppiness there from Nandera. Goes for a direct hit, but just doesn't keep her eyes on the bull's eye. They eventually sneak through for that single,
Yeah.
but a very risky one.
Naomi Among in very fast, like I said, between the wickets. It will be hard for you to get high. You have to be on your toes as an infield fielder.
Slogas thinks she tries to go hard at that one, but just plays it straight to the screen, and they will manage to pick a single. I tell you, any runs that Soroti State gets from here on in the match will be very, very vital runs. They don't care whether they are singles, but they will be happy to try and make sure that they see the scoreboard ticking at this time in the game. Chance for a run out. Second one in the game. Hit and run. And Naomi Amongin pays for the price. Wickets are falling in quick succession. Naomi Amongin departs, and Soroti State Cricket Club has now lost 6 of their batters. 3 of them falling to runouts. Achan Raquel, Janet Mbabazi, and Amongin Naomi. You'll feel that one of the questions that the coach will be asking is about the communications between these batters.
That was another no way in this world you could take that run. Very, very direct to the fielder there, Lona Anyait, one of the best fielders on the field. You would wish not to take a run against if she is in the infield. And it's their game to win. If you could look at the thing.
You of course Soroti State going for the risk runs and going out with some. Tino Sarah is the new batter in. I tell you, Tino Sarah also got her debut recently in Kwebuka when the team was in Kigali, but not very much known for batting. Very, very handy with her off spin. This time round she plays one to the cover area. Extra cover there. Ilora Joan manages to field that one, and they will take a single. I don't think the singles will be something to worry for Olila Cricket Club. As it stands, they are already ahead of things here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. That is played with power. That's what Slogas do for you. She picks up a boundary. Evelyn Anyipo, she loves the width, and when his W is bowled wide, she flashes it over the cover area to pick up a boundary, and that will mark at the end of the 16th over.
Just opening up a blade, but really, if you see the look of proceedings right now, they need more of those from their big hitter, Evelyn Anyipo, with long levers. But again, as you said, Ivan, the singles will just make Olila Cricket Club players very happy and content with that they have. But again, I think that a score, if they can't get to 80, 90, it will be a very tight game. Because I don't want to take anything away from Soroti that they don't have the good bowlers. They
There from Tino Sarah. A very, very good shot in one-day internationals and test. But at a time where she needs to get for her team runs, I would fancy her to try and make sure that she swings hard at everything. Even edges go to boundaries. Goes on the back foot but doesn't quite connect. Still in her struggles, Sarah Tino.
Yeah, it's a period when you're middle order batter, top order batter, where you're like, I should be the one there. Why am I giving the work to a bowler? And something probably the coach will look into probably as they prepare for another tournament.
Yeah, they gave away so many easy wickets. So that's the cricket club. And they will sit, look back, reflect at some of these moments and say, we somehow had it. Of course, off a very good start. After about 3 overs, they had 17 runs. But you cannot just believe it that they are struggling even to get close to the 7 runs mark. Goes for a floater. That is played. Chance to catch, but a half chance. Chips in a dive there. Josephine Ichumar, but doesn't quite get hold onto that one. They will take a single, but eventually bring Anyipo Evelyn on strike. Would feel that it's time for her to try and make sure that she goes for those big slugs to get her side some more runs. Eshimi down the track and plays it past the fielder in the circle, but there is protection in the deep run out chance. No, they are very quick, but in the end managed to pick up that double. All coming runs for Soroti City Cricket Club.
Yeah, you can see Evelyn Anyipo trying to put on some runs on the board for her team. But that will be the end of the over. Score is score is 63 for 6 after 17 overs. Probably Soroti City will be having a few more things to think about right now than to getting to at least 80 runs. If they can capitalize and get those 17 runs right now, so all they need to probably get a very competitive score on such a wicket.
A bowling change there. Sarah Akiteng replaces Josephine Ikumar. Her previous over was a bit expensive where she gave away 80 runs. So she will need to try and make sure that she makes it nice and tidy. But of course now she knows she's bowling to Thailanders. Just make that gripping turn and make sure that you don't give them anything to work with. Starts over with a dot ball. Goes for a floater. Dab down the ground. They run very quickly. Oh, touch and go. As Tino Sara manages to pick up a single there for Soroti City Cricket Club.
Yeah, very, very good vital single to bring on the batter who could actually hit that ball to get those boundaries probably, or even a couple of runs. Evelyn Anyipo, what can you do for your team?
But with her turn, Sarah Akiteng, you'd feel that Evelyn Anyipo will struggle to get runs. Fiona Kulume still in the deep there at deep mid-wicket, doing the boundary raiding. Extra cover, long on and long off, are all standing close to the boundary, try and make sure that they do some good work. Goes down to sweep but misses. That hits the pads, but the umpire says it was angling down. I think she committed that shot quite early.
I think she doesn't want to play that ball to those fielders placed there, Ario Cotan and the captain herself, Fiona. Exactly, that's what she never wanted to do, but she'll survive that probably, or they'll settle for a single. See the increase in the risk if she goes for the longer shots, but trying to play it square, she will be safe.
We've seen Rishabh Pant play some data shots for India, and he still goes out with it. So Evelyn Anyipo shouldn't even be worried. Let her play her shots. After all, she's not even a bat on the team. Her prime work is bowling. Plays that one through covers. A nice looking shot there from Tino Sara to give her a single.
The 7th wicket partnerships, which has looked very, very much confident than the rest of the partnerships we've seen earlier on. Evelyn Anyipo right now on strike will desire to get a boundary for her team in this over.
She'll play that one straight to the fielder. Run out chance. A run out is effected. 4th run out in the game. Evelyn Anyipo hit and run. And that throw there chipped into the wicket keeper's end. Esther Ilok doing no mistake but wiping off the bails. And Soroti City Cricket Club lose their 7th wicket.
Yeah, the assertiveness of Lona Anyait, who was the batsman, is off her feet right in the middle of the wicket. Just has to just direct it to the wicket keeper. you would feel like really, if it has not got any bad for Soroti Cricket Oval, Nayo Christie, Amuge Kevin, the latest debutant for the Uganda Victoria Pearls in Rwanda, will be on the crease, required to put on some vital runs.
Yes, anonymously, these two, Tino Sarah and Kevin Amuge, both played for the under-19 in 2022, and both of them made their senior debut about 2 months ago during the Kwibuka. Now they are here hunting for some runs. Later on, we'll be seeing Anayo and Ariego Michel coming on to do some batting for Soroti State Cricket Club. Lona has the ball, starts with one which is very quick. That shot there to the onside, not making any contact. Sarah Tino. A lot of good work here being displayed by Olila Cricket Club, trying to make sure that they keep this batter silent. That is hit upish and chance to catch. Josephine Ichumar takes a very easy catch there at the cover area. And the Soroti State Cricket Club lose the 8th wicket.
Very, very good catch there as Olila City try to wrap up the tail. I've said earlier, if it hasn't got any worse for the Soroti Cricket Club, it's now becoming something they really didn't dream about last night, that they will be 66 for the loss of 8 runs right now. And they
Still in the penultimate over of the game. About 10 deliveries to complete the first innings of the match. Projected score at 72. Current score 66 for 8. Not a very good position to be in at the moment, Lennon. You would feel that they would need more runs, but not sure where the runs will come from. Christine Anayo. Last season she was the captain for Wanderers Cricket Club. Switching ends and coming back home. Will be the new batter in. She has a debut. She has some caps with the Victoria Pearls, about to. Starts with a late cut, soft touch. That run is away. They would love to take 2, but allowed no call there. And eventually settle for just that 1 run.
You would feel there the dugout calling for them, the calls. They're all saying no, they've witnessed enough runouts and they wouldn't dare to take the 50th one. 50th howl of runouts. That wouldn't be written anywhere.
I tell you, it's risky for the dugout to be making calls for you. You would want to make your calls.
Simply means you're not getting it right. None of you is getting it right. Somebody has to call for you.
Yeah, but eventually Anel Christine gets off the marker there for Soroti City Cricket Club. Kevin Amuge, known for her pace. But this time around, that big swing, not making any contact. But you feel that she went up so quickly, and that ball just passing below her blade. Another dot ball squeezed in, more pressure.
Definitely, Kevin Amuge making Lona Nyait know what she will do to her if she pitches it up.
This time around, she plays it up in the air, but it will fall in the no man's area. But I feel that Alona Nyait could have run backwards and try and take that one. She gave the responsibility to Josephine Ichumar, who did not complete that catch. And in the end, Soroti survives losing another wicket.
Yeah, that one found the top edge, the leading edge of Kevin Amuge's bat, and she survives that. That one just going right above that fielder in the cover region, Josephine Ichuma. Like you said, who could have taken it if she could have been athletic down behind?
But this is the final 2025 of the Laika Women's T20 National League. Soroti City facing off against Olila. Olila, one day was elected to bowl first. Something that they have done very, very well. A bit sloppy there from the wicket keeper. And the batters will take that run. But that will mark at the end of the 19th over. 69 for 8 is the score with 6 deliveries remaining to complete the first innings of the game. Olila won the toss and elected to bowl first, and they are putting on a star performance. The most economical bowler in the match will bowl the last over of the game. Nandera Immaculate has so far bowled 3 overs, conceding just 5 runs, picking up a wicket, but with an economy of 1.67, giving away just 1 wide. Disappointing there for her. And now she will be trusted to bowl the last 6 deliveries there to complete this over.
Yeah, I feel like Soroti City will be just aiming to end their innings on a great, just get some boundaries there, just make use of each ball, and they take whatever they can. Especially right now at this moment, if their fast bowler is coming onto board, feel more confident to use that speed behind the ball to get some runs.
I think they should try and make sure that they get some 10 runs. This is when you just swing your bat freely. After all, there is nothing to lose. Softy touch, backwards of point. She chips in a dive there, Sarah Akiteng, and they will only take a single.
Yeah, hesitant running between the two. Now where they need to be taking the twos, they are very hesitant to run because of worry of a run out.
Anayo Christine and Amuge Kevin, not the quickest between the wickets. You could quickly think that maybe they know their weaknesses and they are not trying to make sure that they play to the advantage of the opposition. Run out chance. A throw is chipped in. But that is missed. Unbelievable. Nandera Immaculate with the most open chance of getting a run out. She quite doesn't effect that wiping off of bails.
What did she do? She would have just walked right to the stumps and taken off that bail, Ivan.
I have that right. Walked, not even run. Tackled backwards of the square there. Josephine Ikumar with some good fielding technique there down the ground. And she makes sure that they take just 1 run.
Would have been a certain run out. But I've liked what Kevin did. She didn't give up. You just run towards the end. You just trust that instinct that the bowler will miss, or the person trying to hunt those stumps.
Bowls her right away through her gates. Kevin Amuge getting a taste of her own medicine. She loves pressing them to her opponents. And this time round, that hits her furniture. And Soroti State Cricket Club lose their 9th wicket.
Very, very good bowling from Nandera Immaculate. Very straight and pitched up. You miss, I hit, is what the ball was saying. But this was a very great fielding and bowling display by the Olila Cricket Club players.
I tell you, not the best of shows that we have seen being displayed by Soroti State Cricket Club. Losing the toss and being set into bat first, you would fancy them to get a total of about 130, 140 with the credit that they have in their lineup. But the run-outs that they have given away in the game, very, very costly for their side. And they find themselves in a very bad position. 72 for 9 after 19.4 overs. As Ariago Michel, the last batter,
Hit and run there. Nayo Christine getting 1. Of course, now the last 5 overs, they've really tried to get some runs, even if it hasn't been consistent.
Yeah, the key word is tried. Last ball of the first innings of the game goes for a floater, very, very full, and that is played down in the deep. They're interested in picking up a double. Very, very hesitant there. Christine Anayo, and she will be run out on her end. Well, that will be a wrap-up of the first innings of the 2025 finals. Soroti State Cricket Club quite didn't have their innings take off. They've been struggling and losing wickets in quick succession. They will complete with 74 all out in the 20 allotted overs of the first innings. This is the final. 25. Proskovia Alako 17 of 32. 6 extras given away. And in the end, 74 all out in 20 overs is where Soroti still remained. Olila Cricket Club will need just 75 runs in 120 deliveries if they'll pick up a victory today. Looking at the bowling card there for Olila Cricket Club, Nandela Immaculate bowled 4 overs, conceded 9 runs and picked up 2 scalps. Got some support there from the captain, Fiona Egarukulume, picking up 1 wicket and bowling 2 overs, going for just 4 runs. Lona Anyait bowled 3 overs, conceded 10 and picked up a single wicket. Divenya Mer bowled half 4 overs, conceded 15 runs, picked up a single wicket and completed with an economy of 3.75. Olila Cricket Club doing a lot of good work in the first innings. They will just need 75 runs in as many as 120 balls if they pick up a victory this afternoon. We've come to the end of the first innings of this match. We will take a short break and we'll be back with the second innings. We are back up and running for the second innings of this afternoon's final match. 75 runs to get from as many as 120 balls. Olila Cricket Club, if they are to win the trophy, of course, taking on the defending champions of last year's league. $75 in 120 balls if Olila Cricket Club is to pick a trophy from the defending champions. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabia in the comms, and I'm not alone. I'm joined in by Lennon Kangume. Lennon, good afternoon, and welcome back from the break.
Yes, Ivan, the final is upon us. I would call it a very good.
Indeed, the final is upon us there as Kevin Amuge comes to open the bowling, starts with one very wide of the batter and manages to pick up a dot ball right away. I tell you, Soroti will need many of these if they are to defend the poultry total that they just set this afternoon. But the opening two there for Olila Cricket Club, Esther Ilok currently on strike, opening the batting alongside Ilora Joan.
Yes, I was saying that it was a first innings we didn't expect, all of us. Very low, but there Esther Iloku cuts away beautifully, and the ground is electric. That will drive all the way for 4 runs, first of many for Esther Iloku in the final, for the loss of no wicket.
I tell you something, Esther Ilok, one of the players, very, very powerful, backward of the square, front and behind. You see that many of her scoring options are towards from Kevin Amuge. Third ball of the innings, that is played down to third man, beats the fielder sloppiness. That is a cardinal sin when you're defending a mega total. You cannot afford giving away many of those.
Very casual fielding from the third man region there. Of course, the skipper won't be happy. Gets in our way and it pays dividends. You can see there the wicket keeper having a chat with the bowler there, probably to tell him that don't give him any angle, don't give her any angle to work with. Silok will patch you on any moment in front of the square, front of the square of the wicket.
Makes a shimmy down the track, but just doesn't quite make contact off that one. Some dot balls there from Kevin Amuge. A lot of width on the offer on the first deliveries, but this time around she just brings it a bit close there to Esther Ilok. Esther still struggling to keep the scoreboard ticking, but you'd feel that she has already gotten her team off a very good start. That is played down to cover area to find Janet Mbabazi. No run is taken, and that will mark at the end of the over. 8 runs off the first over. You would quickly think that Olila is off to a flying start. I tell you something, Timong Fiona Patricia, not very, very quick, but she has some movement of the ball. She goes for a slower, and this time round that's played backwards. Not sure if that had oh, extras, two wides there. Yeah, what a beautiful shot there from Asmin Accurate. Just goes down to one knee and plays that one past the fine leg boundary to pick up that boundary there for Olila Cricket Club.
Think the one from the coach there from Olila Cricket Club was let's get the business done as quickly as possible. We don't want any drama today.
Failing to chase the total. I tell you something, a full toss is a cardinal sin. Very, very full. A punishment that deserved, but what a stroke there from Asmin Akrut. One thing that Janet Mbavas does, she has a slightly longer run up. She comes as though she's steaming in fast, but releases it so slowly. Sometimes she bowls it outside off stump, and those are the most effective bowls from Janet Mbavas. Asmin Akrut also made a debut with the senior women's team last year during the Kwibuka in Kigali, but growing through her games, played for the under-19 last year during that qualifier, which still happened in Rwanda. But you clearly see that she's growing in her all-round abilities. She was unused in the innings with the ball, but sent to open the batting up front, and she's doing really good work. Well, that will mark the end of the over. And after 3 overs, 24 no loss is the score. 55 to get in as many as 102 deliveries.
I tell you, our viewers, Ivan has just had a smirk on his face as he was reading the runs scored right now and the runs required. Unbelievable scenes here at the final. A bit of an anticlimax in the first innings, which wasn't unexpected, but it's the game of cricket.
Fiona Timong Patricia will continue the bowling there from the side of the shell. Looks like Soroti is now going for the bowlers who bowl pace off, not bringing anything quick to the batters. Fiona gave away 8 runs in her first over, but the captain Janet Mbavas says, I still trust in your capabilities. Fiona also part of the team that played in the under-19 World Cup qualifiers last year. She received her debut last year in Kigali with the senior women's team at Kwibuka, but also played in the under-19 World Cup that happened in Botswana in 2022. Very, very handy. Former player at late secondary school, whereas we would see many of these players like Asumin Akrot, Ilok Esther, all being players from Olila High School.
Tucked away, but they will get there after that. Keeper didn't get a hold of his ground. Probably could have done better and get that ball to the wicket before Azumina Krut could cover the ground.
Yeah, Jamia Mohammed doing some work there behind the stumps. Former captain for the Baby Victoria Pearls and former captain for Olila High School. Last year she was playing for Olila, but as soon as she switches sides going to Soroti State Cricket Club, a powerhouse in women's cricket here in Uganda, you would feel that somehow things are not going their way. Goes for another slower but a solid defensive shot there from Asumin Akrut. A test-like, ODI-like shot. Solid with her defensive, not allowing anything go through her gates. Brilliant stride through.
No doubt at all. What is needed here by the Soroti cricket, the equation is simple. Get wickets. Get all the 10 wickets. It doesn't matter how many dot balls you bowl. You set a mere score, you have to get the wickets to defend those runs.
But I tell you, it will be very hard for them to defend. Clearly, you see that this side has gotten themselves off a very good total. Not losing a wicket in the opening overs of the chase, still trying to make sure that they keep the innings very, very stable. Olila, nothing you could take away from them. A lot of good work they have done this afternoon here at Lugogo Cricket Oval, winning the toss, electing to bowl first, and limiting Soroti to just 74 runs. Soroti thought something above 100 could help them to defend, but things not going their way.
And I think they could, but again with less little confidence they gave themselves, and a lot of things which happened in between. They couldn't get to that total. But that will be the end of the fourth over. Score is currently at 23 for the loss of no wicket. Esther Iloku and Asumi Nakrut really taking things in the matters in their own hands.
Yeah, Esther Iloku 9 off 9, Asumi Nakrut 11 off 15. 52 balls to get from 96 balls. Janet Mbabasi will come back to bowl from the side of the Ginger Road. In her first over, she gave away 4 runs. Now there she comes back to try and make sure that she keeps it silent again. Starts with the float and that's played down the ground. A fumble, but running off a misfield is a risky business.
Yeah, they got to see what happened earlier in the first innings. They want, for them, probably the lesson has sunk into their brains. They won't try to make any fuss of to get out by a run out. Diligently respect the infield players.
She tries to go for a big slog there, but doesn't quite make enough contact. I tell you, that's the thinking of Janet Mbabazi. The way she releases the ball, it comes very, very slow to your plate. If you swing early, you can easily sky one in the air and give out a catch. So need to be cautious. But I tell you, they know that playing out Janet is overs, because Janet is one of those bowlers. Tickles it down backwards of the square, but straight to the fielder Kevin Amuge, down to the ground, and no run is taken. We feel that this is a very good over for Soroti Cricket Club. If they can squeeze in as many as these as quickly as possible, maybe they stand a chance of defending this poultry total.
Yeah, it's the first time they are creating that certain bit of pressure around the batsman. You could see that they are now sticking in at their ends and they want to take some runs, probably create a run out opportunity.
But if I was Ilok Esther or Asmin Akrut, I wouldn't be worried. So many balls to play around with. You could even give a maiden or two. If Janet Mbavas is becoming one of the tricky bowlers, play her out and make sure that you capitalize on the other bowlers. Maiden over there from Janet Mbabazi.
The score is 23 for the loss of no wicket after 5 with 1 over to play in the power play. Standing umpires for today is Mr. Norbert Abi and Miss Sharon Athola. Very experienced. And their decision making on the field.
Timong Fiona Patricia comes back to bowl her third over in the game. At this moment, Soroti was 17 for 3. Olila 22 for no loss. Goes down to sweep, but doesn't make contact. Shouts of how is it? But looks like that is shaping down.
Soroti City still grinding to get some wickets on board. They know probably if they can open an outlet, more outlets will come along. Another wide there. Things they don't need, the extras. You can understand what she's trying to do, probably put in the leg before wicket into play. But again, she gets it wrong and costs the team a run, which really It's more of a freebie and a gift.
Of course, with the defending a pottery total, you don't want to give out so many easy runs. Make sure that the batters are working for their runs, because every time you squeeze in dirty balls, you add some sorts of pressure onto them. Make sure that they are on the back foot right from the word go. Ilok Esther and Asmin Akrut. Ilok Esther was a captain for Olila High School in 2023 when she completed her Form 6. The current captain for Olila, still in her Form 6, is Akrut Asmin. The unlucky one being Timia Mohammed, who was the captain last year, where Olila didn't win the trophy, losing out Olila in the finals that happened at the Madra ground in Soroti. Plays it down the ground, but some good protection there.
Yes,
I tell you, they have kept all the fielders inside the circle, making sure, apart from just one fielder who is in the deep mid wicket and backwards at deep square leg, but the rest on the offside are in the circle. Well, that is played down. Now Anemongin chips in a dive, brilliant stuff there. They're running very quickly and they'll come back for 2. What a good work there from Naoma Mongin in the deep.
Very brilliant work there, putting her body on the line there, probably to save those 2 runs, but that was really, really a team spirit there. And I think Olila, if they grab Naume, sorry. And that's a brilliant 4 from Azumina Krut.
I tell you something, this time round Naoma Mongin going down very early. The ball gets some sort of a bounce. She just doesn't make sure that she stops that one. Well, that runs away for a boundary. We've seen balls going down to the leg there from Timon Fiona. But this time round, she connects onto that one. At the end of the power play, 31 for no loss is the score. 6 overs gone in the chase. Many of the players in the Victoria Pearl who played for the Victoria Pearls made their debuts during the Kwibuka. Anayo Christine, part of those players who made her debut a few years ago. She has some caps with the national team, about 3. And now she'll be the bowling change for Soroti Cricket Club. The field will be spread, and now it will be pace off. Looking at the protection on the boundary, deep square leg, deep mid wicket, and the rest of the other fielders being kept in the circle. They're trying to make sure that they keep the pressure on.
I tell you, Ivan, that's the most I don't sad ball you ever receive as a batter. It makes you feel a certain way when you miss it as a batsman, and I could see probably there will be a slip will be placed on. She will go into the gully position, probably waiting for that an edge up in the sky. And Ayo Christine, very slow bowler, tosses it up. Good work there in the field to cut off that boundary by Naume Amongin. We are yet to see in the bowling. Probably the captain has opted for slow bowling. Round this time, he wants them to go hard on the ball. Oh, good solid block. They will take a quick single. Very fast there. Another run there after that misfield by Proskovia Lako, telling that fielder, why did you throw the ball hard?
I tell you something, the mistakes that Soroti Cricket Club have made in this game, you would not even chance them to pick up a victory this afternoon. made mistakes, giving so many runouts in the first innings. And now the fielding also being very, very sloppy this afternoon. Christine Anayo still trying to make sure that she drops those slow darts to the batters. Creates room on the back foot and just plays it down to covers. They will clap for those dot balls because they know you need as many of these as possible to try and make sure that you keep the pressure on.
And that's the end of the 7th over. Score is 34 for the loss of no wicket.
So that's the cricket club still believe. We've seen teams defend these small totals. We saw Uganda defending 71 runs in the Kwibuka last year when they played the Zimbabwe emerging team. Not so many runs on board, but if you put in some slow bowlers, you can keep some pressure on. There is a bowling change there. Timong Fiona Patricia being replaced by Tino Sarah. Timong Fiona Patricia, Tino Sarah, and Anoyo Christine both have gone through late secondary school. Actually, when you look at the trend, many players who have started from Soroti City, sorry, from late SS, quickly make it to Soroti City Cricket Club. Players like Ariago Michelle, Timong Patricia, Evelyn Anyipo, all being in that outfit. But that's the bowling change there for you. No protection at long on and long off. They've kept deep square leg and deep mid wicket being the boundary raiders. Janet Timba was at mid off. And that's Evelyn Anyipo at mid on.
Understandably, they would like to take those chances. Just cut away, but we'll find a fielder. The batters will get to their lines comfortably. I think the running between the wickets and the calling has been better around this time for the Olila City. Probably they've taken a leaf from the first innings on what to call and what not to call.
Two dot balls to start the over there from Tino Sarah. Try and make sure that you squeeze in the dot balls and keep the pressure on. Good work there. Asmin Akrut and Ilok Esther should be looking at scoring. This time round she can't see through the covers, but straight to Timong Fiona. Nothing given away. This tournament being sponsored by Uganda Cricket Association and Leica Mobile to make sure that you get the beautiful images right at the comfort of your rooms. Goes to sweep, but doesn't connect. Wides there on board. Welcoming runs there for Olila Cricket Club. It looked like the bats had gone silent, but that wide will resurrect the ticking of the board.
As a wicket is yet to fall for Olila Cricket Club, Soroti City are really finding it hard to close in on Olila Cricket Club, who are yet to the halfway mark to the run chase. In the air, and it will fall down in front of that fielder, Proscovia Lako. Should have taken that, gone for that really. It wouldn't make it to the boundary even if she had missed it.
Yeah, she could have added some more efforts there forward and run forward. But you'd feel that maybe she had taken a break, considering the fact that none of these batters was going for those powerful hits. So when you're down at the boundary, you'd be so silent. This time round, that's played to the cover area, straight to Christine Anayo, and no run is taken. Just one run, I beg your pardon, just 2 runs coming off that over.
Yeah, but that will be the end of the 8th over. Score is 37 for no loss. Soroti City halfway the run chase and still required more 38 runs, unbelievably, in 12 overs.
academy and some parents who really wish to make sure that they come and watch this final. Good scenes there being done by Felix Musa and Richard Olka, Sechewa Richard, Hilary Baguma, Andrew, to make sure that the people in the area fall in love with this game.
I was reading earlier in the morning, I was reading the hit marks of Soroti Cricket Club as an academy. Really, for me, what caught my eye was the 6,000 players they've created who have gone through the academy, who have at least touched a bat and ball. Those are really, really impressive numbers. And for me, especially in the women's game, they will give you the number and the quality. So for me, it's a very big tick for me and a very big green tick for me for Soroti Cricket Academy, especially in the women's game where they've tried to uplift those numbers. The game remains competitive on that side in the women's side. 3 dots there for Christina Nayo. Very slow bowling. Probably it's annoying the batsmen that they are failing to get contact of her slow deliveries. Tossed up, cut away. They will get that single, assuming a route off the strike.
I tell you, those slow balls are so annoying. You wait for the ball, don't see it. When you jump out, you may miss and you get stumped. Sometimes you just have to lose your anger and make sure that you hit it powerfully. But the most important thing from Christine Anayo is that she bowls them outside off stump. So she doesn't give you a chance of going to sweep. But this time round, a slog there from Ilok Esther, misfielded by Naomi Amongin. But a backup in Timong Fiona saves them conceding a boundary.
Yeah, good running between the wickets and assertiveness by the two batters, taking 2 runs off that misfield by Amongin Naomi. A wicket is yet to fall in the run chase. Very brilliant partnership, taking things in control by Azumin and Ilokot. Slog sweep there, it will find a fielder in the deep square region who will cut off that boundary and they'll only settle for 1. Watch for that ball there. Gets a deflection off that fielder, off the shoulder, almost goes for a boundary. Janet Mbabazi collects and the 2 batters will take only 2 runs. Timong Patricia got a hold of that, diverting the ball away from the fielder who was straight in line with the ball. And that will be the end of the 9th over. The score is 44 for the loss of no wicket. Tino Sara will come back to bowl his second over in her spell. On strike is Ilokot Esther. Short, non-timed convection, non-timed, but they will take a single. They keep the scoreboard ticking with singles. The 2 batters have scored only 5 fours in total. Really a mixture of aggressiveness and running between the wickets. Hits that hard, will find that fielder, they won't take a run. The fielders are up in the circle, keeping the pressure on. Won't accept any singles to be taken. Oh, great effort there, but misses out there. Proskovia Alako. You will feel for her right now. A great diving effort goes for nothing. There was a chance of...
Yeah, Proskovia Alako would feel that that moment she did not quite get it right, but the effort, very, very commendable there from her. Unfortunately, not getting hold. You clearly see that Asmin Akrut was going across the line off a straight ball, and Timbong and Tino Sara puts a difference there for Soroti City Cricket Club.
Yeah, no fit movement by Asumi Nakrut. Of course, giving chance for the ball to go through her gates. First wicket for Soroti City. It came at the time when they badly needed it, but it's their game to win or they give it out to Soroti City, who are below par today.
Yeah, indeed, they somehow have this game, and they'll feel that they have some batting in their lineup. Coming now to bat is Marisa Ariokoti, but they have some other players like Nandela Immaculate, Fiona Kurume Egaru, who can come down in the order and try and make sure that they do some more batting. But one brings two. You never know if the fall of Asmin Akrut could mean something different. Not a very good technique there from Marisa Ariokoti. Goes on the back foot, misses it, but that marks the end of the over.
Very fruitful over there from Soroti City. They get their first wicket. The score is 47 for the loss of one wicket. We are half the innings. You would feel like the game is going down, but
Bowling change there for Soroti State Cricket Club. Anayo Christine is put out of the attack, and the captain comes back to bowl her third over. Janet Mbaba is steaming in from the Ginger Road end. Pace off outside off stump. She knows that Ilok Esther is very, very strong in playing on the onside backwards of the square. She can play some late on the offside, but just keep it there on the fourth stump. This time round, she cuts it with power straight to the fielder. Run out chance, but that's still not so convincing. The wicketkeeper had to come in front of the stumps to collect that ball. If it had come to her, she was whipping off the balls, would have been easier than that.
yeah, the batsman was way too in the crease line. Probably the fielder could have done better. Collect it as she's standing up. Probably have a good throw at it to the wicket keeper and have a chance of a run out. Still Soroti City grinding for the second wicket, probably. Ivan earlier. The average age, I think, is 20 years in the women's league. You could understandably think that I think in the world, even not only in Uganda, averagely women play at a younger age compared to the men cricketers in their prime of their cricketing life. It breeds a lot of cricketers with a lot of characteristics, and at that young age, seemingly at this point of time. But I think it's a great initiative that more young women in the country are playing cricket.
Indeed, we saw about 18 schools facing off in the girls' nationals just a few months ago in Gulu City. Well, that is cut. It is running away, and the batters are interested in getting a double. Nandra Immaculate, I beg your pardon, Marisa Ariokot not being very quick on that occasion. You would have felt that maybe 3 runs were possible on that occasion. Her own ball. Would love to see this, and that marks the end of the over.
The score is 50 for the loss of 1 wicket. Still required 25 runs in 9 overs. 9 wickets at hand. You would think Olila Cricket Club will have to get this done as quickly as possible, and the party starts here at Lugogo Cricket Oval.
Of course, we'll be having top MCs coming today this evening. DJ Nyowe, who gave some electrifying moments last Sunday at Entebbe during the winding up of the Pearl of Africa series, also will be coming through today to try and make sure that he lights up the moment. Saratino comes back to bowl for Soroti State Cricket Club. Down to one knee, slugs that one to the deep mid wicket. Not a first time pickup, a chance to take 2, and not a very good technique there from the wicket keeper as these 2 complete that double. I tell you something, we are not watching the best of the cricket that I would have loved to watch today, with the team just having the team just having weeks before they go for the Women's T20 Division 1 qualifiers that will happen in Namibia late this month. We'd have wanted to see a lot of class cricket being played today. A bit full and played down to the ground, straight to the fielder. Straight to the fielder, but she fumbles, and also the throw not convincing. These are all cardinal sins. These are not things that you would love to see in a team that will be looked at when there is selection of who represents the nation in about 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, a bit of an decide who takes the domestic league trophy. But like Ivan has said, not convincing at all on either teams, especially in this group of players who have the highest percentage on the national women's team. Will probably give some people ahead of to think about who is to get selected to go to the upcoming tour.
Final. So this is where you stand up. Big games require big players. Make sure that you raise up your hand and comfortably go represent the nation. So many players here have represented the nation, of course, at under 19 and senior women's level. So representing the nation, we expect a lot of quality in everything you do. This time round, she sweeps that one. Rachel Achan giving it a chase, but a comfortable double there for these 2 batters.
It has looked comfortable for them from the beginning. There, Marisa Ariokot, still a teenager and on the national team. Missed out on the Kwibuka tournament, probably because of the educational curriculum in Uganda. But she's having a great season with the Olila Cricket Club.
Yeah, she made her debut when she was in her primary 6. Known for her power strokes and for her
27 for the loss of 1 wicket. Ivan, when you said primary 6 level here in Uganda, you'll be averagely 11 years or at most 12 years. So it's a bit of a talent that she has that's unique. And if you've seen her the way she fields in the first innings, you will say that she's really a complete cricket all-rounder.
Yeah, just struggles a bit with the shoulder niggle, but a very good player if she is at full fitness. Another bowling change there for Soroti City. Christine Anayo comes back to replace Janet Mbabazi. Starts with one a bit full, and that is played through the cover. Is a pickings there, but what a shot there. Classic shot from Esther Ilok, and that will knock the boundary.
Shot of conviction. Powerful drive through the fielders. Take the game closer to the end of it. Esther Iloku leading from the front as an experienced doesn't get a hold of that. She tried to sweep down one to the fine leg region. She hasn't gotten that sweep shot correct today. There wasn't any shot of conviction from her.
I tell you, this bowling know her very well. They have kept everything outside off stump or to the stump line, not giving her chance to throw her hands at anything. This time round she gets it right, and that should be a boundary. That is Ilok Esther's go-to shot. This time round she gets down early and make sure that as she knocks that boundary, well, that boundary will reduce the deficit to just 10 runs from as many as 44 balls.
Yeah, this time she gets it correct, Ivan. Shot of intent, gets it. There from Esther Iloku. Did well in the fielding there, completing most of the runouts. Now she's in with the bat to take the team up to the end of the line. Nayo Christine will look not to give away the game in this over.
This time round she gets down to one knee quickly, plays that one to the cow corner area. A fumble, but they'll just set off one run. They don't want to take any risks. Ariokoti Malisa and Ilok Esther. Ariokoti believes she can also smack the ball, so her taking guard will not something which might cause any sorts of pressure. But I tell you something, if Olila Cricket Club loses it from here, it will be themselves to blame. Just 9 runs from as many as 42 balls. Required run rate. It's all over for Soroti State Cricket Club. Well, the questions were maybe around the batting surface not being a very good one in the first innings, but Lennon clearly, this surface has produced runs in the second innings.
Beautifully and consistently, Ivan, you wouldn't take that as a blame. I've liked the mixture of the running between the wickets and the boundaries they've obtained, the Olila Cricket Club players. And really, what they've done beautifully is the magnificent running in between the wicket with good calling. The difference, the utmost difference between the two sides.
Indeed, playing with a lot of caution, chasing a poultry total, but not going for the risks. Ariago Michel comes to ball for Soroti State Cricket Club. Gets down to one and slugs that one, Ilok Esther, to welcome Ariago Michel in her bowling attack. Well, tomorrow action continues in the UCM Men's Domestic League. At this very ground, Tornado Bees will be facing off against Ceylon Lions. Ceylon Lions on top of the table with 18 points, tied at points with Catch Tigers. Run rate. And the other grounds will have Soroti State Cricket Club taking on Catch Tigers B. A win for Soroti State Cricket Club means they will have sealed a spot in the playoffs of the second division, and a win for Catch Tigers keeps them in contention if they can win their other remaining fixture. Then in the other games happening elsewhere, Rounders Avengers will square off at Entebbe Cricket Oval. Whereas Partida will face off against Entale at the Serente Park in Ikamengo. Don't miss those games. All the action in the league happening at ugcricket.com. That is a powerful stroke there from Marisa Ariokota. I told you she can hit the ball. She knocks one for a boundary.
Yeah, that was peeled beautifully. Ivan, right from the screws. There, Marisa Ariokot beating that fielder who was inside the circle to bring the game close to the end. Tries to sweep it clean there. Achan collects beautifully, and they will take a single, 2 runs away from the winning score.
A boundary, a maximum, 2 doubles. We'll all see Olila Cricket Club picking up a victory this afternoon. Goes for a scoop, innovative shot, but doesn't quite connect well. They would run and reduce the deficit to just a run to win from here on.
Yes, very, very innovative. Yesterday, the practice games, the game ended in a tie. The surprise shot I saw from Esther Ilokwe, a ramp of Naomi Amongin's bowling. It really surprised everyone.
She's very strong backward of the square. Down the leg, and that is played down to fine leg. A dive is chipped in by Proskovia Alako, but that will be that for the final. Olila Cricket Club not going for the noise, but making sure that they edge the elder sisters of Soroti State Cricket Club to win this year's championship.
Indeed, it was the better team of the day, Ivan. Olila Cricket Club really did the biggest part of the job in the first innings to restrict Soroti City to a mere total of 74 runs and almost
coming up on the day. Only to know Sarah being the bowler who put a difference, picking up a single wicket, whereas they used as many as 6 bowlers in this defense.
yes, I think the second part of their game, I think Esther Ilo could really buried out his guts and really brought that experience from the national team and that maturity she has to the team. She buried from the word get go and brought the team to the line.
Esther Ilok 32 of 31 unbeaten at a strike rate of 103.23 with great support from Asmin Akru 25 of 40, whereas Marisa Ariokot also scored 11 of 13. 7 extras given away in the second innings compared to the 6 that were given away in the first innings. But you would feel that Olila Cricket Club really deserved to win this year's championship. Nothing much to talk about the bowling performance of Soroti State Cricket Club. Only Janet Mbabas is standing out a bit economical, bowling 3 overs and going for 7 runs at an economy rate of 2.33. But Olila Cricket Club defying all odds and making sure that they win this year's championship. We've come to the end of the match. A 9 wickets victory for Olila Cricket Club, and they will be crowned champions of the Laika Women's T20 National League 2025. Well, my name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi, and from the comms, I had my co-commentator Lennon Kangume here with me, giving you the beautiful stories and telling you everything as it unfolded here at Logogo. Go nowhere, because we will be coming to you with the closing ceremony of this day.